Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I want to introduce our member of English study group. There is Anelda and Liora, Devi Maulidya, Nadira Khairun, Qinthari Hanifah Darusman, Syahla Fairuz Izdihar, and Zhafira Zhafranisa. Table of contents. In the first part, my friends Anelda and Liora will explain what is fine dining restaurant is. And in the second part, Nadira Khairun will tell you what kind of atmosphere that fine dining restaurants have. In the third part, special services, what makes fine dining restaurant services special, will explained by Zhafira Zhafranisa. And for the fourth part, Syahla Fairuz Izdihar will tell you about kind of special rules that fine dining restaurants have. In the fifth part, menus, my friends Qinthari Hanifah Darusman will telling you what's the difference between fine dining restaurants menu and others kind of restaurants. Then others type of restaurants, And the sixth part is closing.
Fine dining is a restaurant experience that is typically more sophisticated, unique, and expensive than one would find in the average restaurant. Fine dining restaurants are full-service restaurants with safe speak, dedicated meal courses. Decor of such restaurants feature higher quality materials, with establishments having certain rules of dining which visitors are generally expected to follow, sometimes including a dress code. Depending on how fine the fine dining restaurant is, there may be a dress code required for guests. Typically, any mandated dress code will be specified beforehand so as not to single out any patrons, but it is not uncommon for restaurants to turn guests away at the stand if they are not in the proper attire. Second is behavior. Guests at the fine dining restaurant are expected to uphold a certain level of civility at a fine dining restaurant. Some of the unspoken rules include, but are not limited to, and the following is: Number 1. Proper attire should be observed. Number 2. While not enforced in every fine dining restaurant, young children are traditionally expected to not be a part of the fine dining experience. Learn more about the pros and cons of child-free dining. Number 3. Speaking loudly or making too much noise is discouraged and seen as disruptive. Number 4. Since fine dining is usually multi-course, expect to take your time at the venue. Guests should not expect to feel rushed in a fine dining restaurant, no matter how busy it is. And the last but not least, limit menu customization. The menu has been painstakingly designed by an expert chef, so change, substitution, and or special requests are usually not the norm.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Nadira Nisa. I would like to tell you why is restaurant atmosphere important. The atmosphere and feel of restaurant is part of the reason people go out to eat instead of cooking their own meal at home. Not only that, but getting atmosphere right can actually increase sales of restaurant. Human beings are very sensory depend when making decisions. We rely on smell, sound, and sight to move throughout our lives. A fine dining restaurant, customers don't look only for delicious food. They choose restaurants that offer a pleasant ambience or good atmosphere too. The atmosphere at fine dining restaurant. First, music. Music is a huge part of how restaurants influence customers. A fine dining music playlist include jazz and classical music. Second, theme. Fine dining restaurants have specialized design, unique decoration, and high-quality furniture. Third, like fine dining restaurants have soft and dim lighting or romantic vibe. Thank you.
What makes fine dining service special? Fine dining restaurants are known for delivering a higher level of customer service compared to more casual restaurants. Guests will experience an elegant ambience, white linen table setting, and the utmost detail when it comes to service. Each fine dining restaurant is unique, but all share a few common characteristics. First, attention to small details. It is all in details, creating a fine dining atmosphere relies on the details from the music selection to the utensils. Some restaurants design their own china and stoneware to match their food and aesthetics. Fine dining chefs are very particular about their food sources. As a result, many of them personally shop from locally sourced ingredients. Have you ever wondered why servers wear white or black uniform? So they can blend in. Every tiny detail works together, even the moving parts, to ensure the perfect environment. The music is not too loud or too soft, and the lights are the perfect brightness. Subtlety is the goal. Second, exquisite service. The fine dining experience relies on its service to ensure that everything is carried out of the perfections. The quality food, decor, and ambience will mean little if the service is subpar. Fine dining servers are provided extensive training from properly serving the food to attending to the guests. The wait staff will learn the restaurant menu along with all ingredients and properties of each dish. A server will also be able to recommend dishes based on taste and allergy and be aware of the daily specials including complimentary wine and cocktails. A server will be very attentive and responsive attending the needs of customers, but will also maintain a distance to avoid being intrusive and bothersome to the guests. Timing is extremely important to fine dining. Bringing the food to the right customer at the right time is essential. Many restaurants will even have a server to bring each plate so they are placed in front of each guest. At the same time, this combination of friendliness, service expertise, and menu knowledge are the perfect combination for a memorable fine dining experience. Third, guest experience. As a guest in fine dining establishment, you are not going just for the food, but for the entire experience. Some of the experience will include crumbing the table between courses, replacing linen napkins and folding them if a patron leaves the table, and even holding the chair for a moment. New wine is poured in a new glass and silverware is replaced between courses. Everything is kept in perfect order. Last, reservations. Reservations allow a restaurant to prepare for their guest arrival. Fine dining establishments will request the names of parties and question if it's a special occasion. The restaurant is gathering this information to enhance the guest experience. The restaurant in turn will be able to greet guests by name and make special occasion even more wonderful. A reservation also enables the restaurant to provide proper space and staff for guests. Today's fine dining experience emphasizes local food prepared in unique ways and served in an atmosphere and impeccable wait staff. At Desi Vegas Seafood and Prime Steaks will always provide the best food at the best service. Call us today and make your reservation for lunch or dinner. Thank you.
Why fine dining restaurant has special rules? Because customer service at a fine dining restaurant is much more attentive than a casual dining establishment. It's more than just taking order and delivering food. So, what special rules did fine dining restaurant have? Many fine dining service require staff to do any or all the following: escort customer to tables, holding chair for women, escort customer to the restroom, change the linen napkin if the protector leaves the table, describe menu item without notes, and much more.
Thank you for the opportunity. Now I will explain about fine dining restaurant menus. There are three types of fine dining menu. The first one is prefix, and then a la carte and traditional entree menu. Many fine dining restaurants operate under a prefix menu, which is set menu with one or limited option in the multi-course meal. Some restaurants will have one choice for each course, while others may have a few options for customers to pick and choose from. Like for the example, we can see at the picture that is one of the example for prefix menu, which we often see in fine dining restaurant. There is a star or appetizer, and an entree or main course and dessert. And the customer has to pick one of the dish in each categories on the menu. Like example, for the star we can choose between watercress salad and porcini mushroom fergola risotto. And the second one is a la carte. Other fine dining restaurants use a la carte menus, where the guest builds their main course plate from an extensive menu made up of a main entree and a list of sides and appetizers for the table to share. The price reflects the main part of the meal. And the third one is traditional entree menu. Some fine dining restaurants stick with a more mainstream model of ordering called traditional entree menu, where entries include side orders to be matched with the main part of the meal. For example, the fillet might be paired with roasted potatoes and a side salad, while the New York strip might come with French fries and seasonal vegetables. In both the traditional and a la carte menu choices, additional courses like appetizers and desserts are optional. Next is how fine dining restaurant menu compared to other restaurants. There are three differences fine dining menu with other restaurants. First is types of menu, the second is price, and the third one is food quality and presentation. For the types of menu, prefix menus are most often found in fine dining restaurants and presented on special occasions like Mother's Days or Valentine's Days or maybe birthday party. A prefix menu may include an appetizer, soup, salad, entree, and dessert. All for a set price per person. Generally, the first order service typically take is the drink order, ideally within a moment or two of the table being seated. The meal process accordingly: drinks, drinks, appetizers, entrees, and desserts. Second one is price. The difference between fine dining and casual dining, especially, has to do with their ambience and prices. Fine dining restaurants offer an upscale setting and service while featuring unique and often more expensive menu options, with checks averaging about over $50. And the last one is food quality and presentation. The menus at fine dining restaurants tend to be more expensive and elegant than menus at more casual restaurants because the food at a fine dining establishment will be of the highest quality, made with luxurious ingredients and served in unique and beautiful presentation. Like here's an example for what I've just said. We can see at the picture, not only the food tastes good, but the food presentation is also looks very beautiful and attractive. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. We hope now you know what is fine dining restaurant is, so you can find fine dining restaurants that you want to come.